Hi everybody, day 25 of Art Journal Habit 2018. I am going to make my page today. I just need to find the surface I'm going to work on. That might not be bad. It's already got some stuff going on, or do I want to just find I'll just find a plain page. Like that. Or, no. Yeah, I think I'll just do a plain page like this. Okay, so yes, the topic for today is note. So I think the first thing I want to do is add some more paint to this, because I don't really like those blocks coming out of there. Okay, so I'm going to speed things up a bit. You don't need to see me paint. So, yeah, I'm just putting down some white paint, trying to cover up that background. Didn't do real well, but I'm going to continue to add layers, so it's not that big a deal. I have these Paper Artsy Fresco Finish paints. These are from Seth Apter, and I am going to brayer them on. I think you've probably seen me do this technique before, and it's just a little tiny dab of paint with the brayer. It dries quickly, and you can build up your layers in a hurry. I have some tissue paper. This is Tim Holtz tissue paper that I'm going to glue down into the background once I get this layer done. I'm also going to use some varnish. I make a varnish with DecoArt Media varnish and some quinacridone gold. Sometimes I add a little bit of Payne's Gray. You know, you can mute it down as much as you want, but these colors were pretty bold and bright, and I wanted to knock them back a little bit. I also have a stencil from TCW. It looks like Love Notes, and I have a little bit of leftover medium from Golden that I need to use up. It's just about to the bottom. It's getting dried out, but it's a light molding paste. So I'm going to use my stencil and the light molding paste and just do a little bit of stenciling on there. And then I will start to add my other components to my collage. So, you know, this is a collage. It's going to have a lot of different layers, and so there's a lot of layering up and gluing down and making sure things stay down. I've got stuff that's still wet right now that's underneath clamps, trying to hold it down to the page, because yeah, I like dimensional stuff. However, journals are not probably the best place for that. So yeah, I get myself in trouble. So there's that stencil from TCW, and I make a little oops because I go right under the edge of the stencil, but that's okay. I can clean that up. I'm just looking for a little bit of texture there on the page, and then I will get out my glazing, my varnish that my homemade glazing varnish, and add that color to the page, which I think will help unify that background with the things that I have. I have things that look rather antique or rustic, and you'll see where I'm going with that as the page progresses. But for now, I'm just going to use that to tone it down a bit. So I'm starting my collage bits, and I'm using some cards that, you know, are in my stash. It's got the right kind of background. I don't want to create a background when I already have it. And I'm just going to stamp onto these cards and cut the pieces out to use in my collage. These are very much like making your own stickers, because what you're doing is you're using a texture background and you're stamping onto a piece of paper, and then you're cutting out your image, and it becomes your own little art part. So I'll continue on with that. I'm going to come back in the end and talk to you a little bit about the note that's going on this page, but right now let's just enjoy the process. With the note theme, I have a handwritten note that my mother had sent to my grandmother when she was in college, and it's cute because she's talking about her roommate and how she has to clean up after her, and she tries to keep her side of the room clean, but she's not cleaning up the other side and picking up her clothes and making her bed and such. And then she goes on to talk about a book that's rather expensive, $2.80. It's got contemporary writers such as John Mansfield, Robert Frost, Carl Sandburg, Edna St. Vincent Millay, Mark Twain, and others. So she's talking about the things that are important to her in college. And then she goes on talking about she's working in the cafeteria and how heavy the trays are that she's carrying. And then she had gone shopping and she bought a pair of shoes. She says here that she wanted a pair of black dress shoes. But that they were comfortable, and so she forgot her Scotch ancestry and bought them. And see down here she's drawn a little tiny picture of shoes. So sweet, so sweet. These love notes back and forth between my mother and the family while she was in college. So that is the little note that I'm going to tuck into the pocket that I made here. I can get it open enough to get the note tucked in. And that will make for fun reading for somebody later. When they pull that note, I have to loosen that up a little bit. It's like I really stuck it down good. I know there's room for it. There should be. Maybe I need to fold it over just a little bit more. Try that. See if that helps. Get that in there. There we go. My handwritten little note from afar is going to go into the pocket and get tucked in there so that when somebody opens my journal later, they can pull out the little note and read it. So that's my note from afar. And day, what is today? Starting to sound like Gina. Today is day 25, which is Sunday, and the prompt is note, and I need to glue that just a little bit more. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again tomorrow. So